What's up, physical media people and movie collectors? In this video, I'm going to talk about the new pickups that I just got from my local flea markets. Roll the 6-second intro now. Just kidding, I don't have a 6-second intro. I know you're supposed to do that. That's the YouTube formula. You got to give a little summary of what you're going to talk about in the video. Then you roll your little intro, and then you actually get into the video. But I'm not going to bore you guys with all that. I'm just going to talk about it for 30 seconds. Instead, I'm just going to get right into the video. So let's talk about it. There's this whole string of like antique shops and flea markets right by where I live. So I thought, hey, you know what? I got the day off. Let's go check them out. Maybe they'll have something good in there. They're like those places where, you know, individual people can rent out little sections of the store and then sell their stuff there. So they're not going to have all the DVDs and Blu-rays in like one place. They're going to be spread out all over. You know, each little vendors might have DVDs and whatever. Some of them don't. So it's kind of a hit or miss thing. And there were quite a bit of vendors in there. I think I went to I went to 4 places. One of them didn't have anything, but 3 of them did. And one of those was the Goodwill. The other 2 were these flea markets. So I went in there with an open mind. I was like, let's just see what they got. And like I said, a few of the vendors had some decent selections. So I was like, cool. And most of them were pretty cheap. There was this one booth or whatever in there. This guy was way overpriced on everything. He was like the horror movie guy. I was like, wow, finally some horror movies. This is so cool. I mean, he had all these crazy things I've never even heard of before. I pick one up and look at it. He's got like $20 on it. I pick up another one and he's got 15. I'm like, dude, what? Like, no thanks. Like, I don't need to pay $20 for Cyborg Princess or whatever he had in there. But he did have this autographed Monster Squad 20th anniversary, like, little picture. I don't know, it was maybe about that big or so. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. It had 3 autographs on there. I don't even know who even signed it. Probably 3 of the people that were in the movie. I don't know. It was pretty cool, though. And I didn't even want to touch it. He didn't have a price on there. And I was like, I asked the lady if she could come pull it down and see what the price was. I was like, I know this is in the hundreds. He wanted $200 for it. And I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. I can buy a lot of stuff for $200. So I passed. I also passed on everything that he had in his little booth. I mean, he had like monster masks in there. But I mean, I'm saying he was so overpriced on all his stuff. But like I said, I mean, he actually had horror movies. It's so hard to find horror movies. Like, nobody has horror movies. So, you know, like I said, it was cool to look at them, but yeah, I didn't buy anything. So let's just get into it. Most of these I bought were either 99 cents or $2. Actually, all of them were. Like I said, some people were cheaper than others. You know, some people had theirs marked up to like $6. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not buying any of your stuff for $6. That's way too much. But let's just get into it. The first one here. Clash of the Titans, the original one. And I am kind of bummed that there's this sticker on the front. I'm going to have to get that off. Because this person had this all sealed up. So I couldn't get in there to look at the disc. However, the case is in really good condition. This was $1.99. It's just something that I've been wanting to pick up on physical media. I mean, it'd be cool to have it on Blu-ray, but for $2 on DVD, that's fine with me. This is not something that was shot in high def anyways. It's old, it's grainy. That's the way it's supposed to look. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited to have that. I've got the newer remakes, Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans. However, this is the original. This is the good one. So when I got up to pay for it, I was like, is there any way I could open that up and see what the disc looks like? She's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll do it. So she gets this little knife out and just starts hacking away at the front of the thing. I'm like, just chill. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, there's these like scratch marks right there. I don't know if you can see that. But I was like, dude, you just did that. I didn't say anything to her. I was polite and everything. I was thankful that she let me look at the disc. But I was like, damn, I got unnecessary scrapes on there now. You can't see them. They're like behind the snap case. But still, I know that they're there. But yeah, I got the disc out, looked at it. Mint condition. Not even a grease smudge on there. So that's looking good. Yeah, like I'm saying, I mean, this snap case is in really good condition. So, that's the first one that I got. Moving on to the next one here. And I only got this because it was $1, and I've never seen it before. Vertical Limit with Chris O'Donnell and Bill Paxton. I love me some Bill Paxton. Man, R.I.P. He was taken from us way, way too early. Great actor. One of my faves. But I've never seen this. And it's about mountain climbing and stuff. So you know I had to get it. You know I had to get this. And it's so crazy too because throughout the first flea market store that I was in, they had 3 of these throughout the store. This was the one that was in the best condition. The other one was even more torn up. The CD was all scratched up. And then the third one didn't even have the movie inside the box. I opened it up to check the quality of the movie, and it wasn't even in there. Yeah, the other one didn't have this insert either. So I went ahead and I picked up this one. But the crazy thing is that when I go to try and scan this into my collection, my blu-ray.com free app that has my entire movie collection on there, you can just scan the UPC code. However, this doesn't have one. This says promotional use only, not for sale or rent. So I'm not sure where this came from. I'm not supposed to resell it, but like I said, for 99 cents, can't go wrong. I'm excited to watch that. I guarantee you I'll get $1 worth of value out of that. So cool. I will be watching that because I love my adventure movies, especially ones that are set in mountains that have to do with mountain climbing and all that kind of stuff. I love those kind of movies. And speaking of those kind of movies, here's the next one that I got. 99 cents. K2. Siren of the Himalayas. I have no idea what this is. This might be a documentary, but it looks cool. And it was only 99 cents, so I went ahead and I got it. This disc is not in the best condition. I'm probably going to have to swap out the case because this inside spindle is broken. But I mean, it's okay. The CD is in decent condition. However, for the fact that I'll probably never ever see this again anywhere, I just went ahead and I got it. Like I said, I usually don't get stuff unless it's in mint condition. But since, like I said, this is so rare, I've never heard of it, I've never seen it before, I went ahead and I picked it up. Look at it, it's got all these awards down here. I don't see the Crying Monkey Award, but it looks like it's going to be worth the watch. So like I said, for $1, can't go wrong. So I got all 3 of those at the first flea market, and I spent a total of $4. Like $4.15 or something like that for all 3 of those first movies. Then I went to the second flea market, and I picked this up. This is the only thing that they had that was worth looking at. And this was $1.99. It's the 10 movie adventure pack. And I'm like, I've never heard of any of these movies on here, but you know what? They look cool. There's one called Snowbound, Freezing, Starving, and Attacked. An epic true story of survival. So right there, I'm excited to watch that one. We got one called The Journey, Rugged Gold, Devil's Hill, White Fang. I'm not sure what version of White Fang that is. It doesn't look like the one with, what's his name? Ethan Hawke or whatever his name was that was in that one. We got one called Lost in the Barrens with a bear on the front. That looks cool. Another one called To Brave Alaska. Captain Jono or Captain John something. We got one called Red Fury with a horse on the front. And then Tom Alone. Looks like a boy and his dog. A missing father, a son's courage, an incredible family adventure. So yeah, I'm not sure where these movies came from. Maybe the Oxygen Channel or something. I have no idea. But yeah, for 10 movies for $2, that's like 20 cents a movie. You can't go wrong. So I went ahead and I picked it up. Not to mention, it's not even opened. This is totally unopened, so I know that the disc is going to be in mint condition. I'm actually excited to watch some of those. But here's the real gem that I got. I went to the Goodwill store just to see if they had anything new from last week when I was there. And I could not believe they had this. I could not believe that they had this Aliens 30th Anniversary Edition Blu-ray. $2. $2. Yeah, I know this is going to eventually be my 4th copy of Aliens. I've already got it on Blu-ray. I've got the Alien six disc set on the way. I'm going to talk about that probably in the next video. But for $2, I couldn't pass this up. Seeing as this is my favorite movie, I went ahead and I got it. I came home and I looked it up on Amazon to see how much they were selling it for. $63. I went ahead and I opened it up and I looked at the disc. And the disc has got a few little grease smudges on it, but it looks like nothing that I can't get rid of with a cleaning. There's no scratches on it, just a few little smudges. But yeah, that's cool. That's different art from my other Blu-ray. And then it also comes with all this extra stuff here. This little packet of stuff, which is totally awesome. You get this Aliens book, 30 Years of Terror. And this is in really good condition. And then you get all these little artworks. All these little, I don't know what you call these things. But yeah, and these are all in really good condition. The only problem with this that I can see is there's just like a tiny little blemish right there. It looks like there was some kind of a sticker there at one point. I mean, it's super minor though, but yeah, the edge here looks really good. It's got a few little minor scuffs right down here, but I'm sure if I went ahead and filled that in with like a black magic marker, you'd never even see it. So yeah, I couldn't believe that they had this for $2. That is incredible. That's why I go to these places, because you never know what you're going to find. You just never know. So, like I said, seeing as this is my favorite movie, I couldn't pass it up. And I went up to the front and I was like, how much is this? Like, you don't have a price on it. She's like, oh, it's $2. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, as far as I know, all the series are still $2. I'm like, that's not a series. That's a single movie. That's just like a deluxe edition. And she was like, oh. She didn't care at all. She was just trying to run people through the line because there was a lot of people in there. But yeah, I can't believe that. Check it out. That was worth the trip right there. So in total, for all those movies, let's see, we got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 movies for $8 and tax. So maybe like $8.40 or something like that. Can't beat it. You can't beat it. And it's always fun to go out to those, flea market type places, Goodwill stores, thrift stores, and look through there and see what they got, because you never know what you're going to find. You never know. So I'm excited to have that. I'm smiling inside. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. In the next video, I should have my massive haul of Blu-rays in from the mail. They're still trickling in. Some of these are taking a while to get. But yeah, here after this weekend, I should have most all of them. And then I'm going to do a video about that pickup. So hopefully stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed this video. And until the next one, y'all, peace.